volunteers in Tokyo care for a Taiwanese boy who traveled during the pandemic for eye cancer treatments. Tzu Chi volunteers have been promoting a vegetarian diet at Hualien prison since 2016, attracting 100 converts. I'm Sean Scale, and this is DAI Headlines. Let's get started. 3-year-old Fan Mingshou of Kaohsiung suffers from a rare eye cancer, which required special treatment in Japan. Despite the pandemic, the 3-year-old and his family were able to depart for Japan, where Tzu Chi volunteers in the Tokyo area cared for them during their quarantine. Let's take a look.
During the pandemic, a grandmother and a grandson fly from Taiwan to Japan just to save the 3-year-old's vision.
不要轻易的放弃，就是不管它的结局是怎么样，至少你做了，那我们再来承受那个结果。但是你如果都原则上都不动，就听了可能就放弃了，那也许那一个遗憾就会跟着我们一辈子。
Suffering from retinoblastoma, 3-year-old Fan Mingshou from Kaohsiung already has a prosthetic left eye. But now, the cancer has metastasized to his right eye, and a doctor from Kaohsiung Medical University Hospital has found a treatment for him, which involved the Taiwan-Japanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
I am very thankful there are so many angels helping him out to make this vow come true.
Despite it being a medical trip, they still needed to be quarantined in Japan for 14 days before the procedure took place. And thanks to the Tzu Chi volunteers in Tokyo, everything was taken care of.
We want the grandmother and grandson to feel safe and at ease during their 14 days of stay. So the volunteers pre-visited the hotel room to clean and sanitize everything. We also purchased enough food for them to eat for the period of the quarantine. The child has been through a lot, but he does not fuss. He only said he was a little dizzy. I really feel this child knows his fate in life, and it's one of the things that makes me feel for him.
Tzu Chi Japan chapter also set up a line group for the little man, and also took on the responsibility of translations during their medical visits.
This is a pretty big challenge for the Tzu Chi Japan chapter because it's not something we have done before. And due to the pandemic, we wanted to protect him so that he can quarantine for 14 days safely and that he can get to the medical treatment and return home safely.
With the completion of the newest radiology treatment at Japan's National Cancer Research Center for the grandson, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to accompany them until their departure to Taiwan, saying farewell with loving care.
In Dominican Republic, Tzu Chi volunteers helped build a school in La Romana. Every Christmas vacation, Tzu Chi volunteers deliver apples and stationery to the students. This year, due to the pandemic, students stayed home and their parents went to the school to receive these gifts. Let's join them there.
In Dominican Republic, apples are precious fruit. During Christmas break every year, La Romana Tzu Chi school students look forward to the gift. Due to the pandemic, the parents come to receive the gifts this year.
They provide these supplies to us every year. We are very grateful.
One of the first graduates, Ibeliz, has gotten her son's gifts. She recalls the apple's sweet taste and remembers the songs the volunteers taught her.
I really miss this school. It is the best charity organization in Dominican Republic.
Because of the storm, volunteers have helped build a school near the landfill. For more than 20 years, they've made a difference.
My grandchild has learned to write and to math here. He writes well and learns a lot.
Thanks to the teacher's efforts, students have made progress. Even though the classroom is empty, the teacher does her best to teach through online courses.
I set up the classroom so they can feel that I am with them. I love them. With the golden rule of the classroom, I film videos for them. They also respond to me.
As volunteers have cared for the students continuously, they have planted seeds of kindness in the students' young minds.
In Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers and also teachers and students from Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School have been delivering winter supplies at the end of the year for the past 17 years. This year, they delivered the supplies to 1,000 families living in 10 villages in Phang District. Take a look.
As the fully loaded pickups are traveling on the windy and harsh mountain roads, the volunteers have only one mission, that is to deliver supplies to over 1,000 families living in 10 villages in Chiang Mai's Phang District.
หวังเป็นอย่างยิ่งว่าความรักจากชาวสิทธิทั่วโลกจะช่วยบรรเทาความเหน็บหนาวเติมเต็มความอบอุ่นนำพาความหวังเคียงข้างท่านก้าวเข้าสู่ปีใหม่ที่กำลังจะมาถึงนี้
The aid supplies are packed in a big rice bag. Inside each bag, there's rice, cooking oil, instant noodles, and winter clothing.
เราถือว่าเป็นเขตชนบทเนาะ
I'm very touched that there are still people out there who care about us. Our village is located in a very remote area, and most of our villagers lack daily supplies. With the assistance from Tzu Chi Foundation and Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School, it has been a great help to our villagers.
The love that has been provided accumulated from various places. Since the establishment of the Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School 17 years ago, they'll head to villages at the end of the year every year to provide winter supplies, assisting families in need.
On the first day of 2021, Nehu Tzu Chi volunteers cleaned the house of a family with physical disabilities. The homeowner is an elderly grandmother who supports her mentally and physically challenged sons by selling vegetables. Recently, she injured her leg, now suffers from mobility issues. Here's more.
On New Year's Day, more than 20 people gathered to clean up the place. After dismantling the glass door, these men still have work to do. Volunteers work hard to scrape off the dirt on the floor. Then, they also clean the freezer.
Without the ability to clean up, they let the ice accumulate. We have to wait for it to melt. I'm using Grandma's kitchen knife. Grandma has this tool, otherwise I would have to dig it with my hands for a long time.
After reminding the house owner, volunteers come to the bathroom. When we first came, there was no light. Then the neighborhood leader changed the light bulb for her. We were organizing the place in the dark.
Okay.
The family of three have been living together for 17 years. The oldest son suffered a stroke. Then the elderly mother suffered a right leg fracture.
Her youngest son is mentally challenged, and he has diabetes and other illnesses.
We could not clean up in 5 to 6 months. Since the Lunar New Year is approaching, we want to help them clean up their home and welcome the new year. Despite the freezing weather, the family of three has felt warm because of everyone's love and care.
Tzu Chi volunteers care for recycling volunteer Lin Zumei's 96-year-old father. A urinary catheter led to his usage of adult diapers to increase. In order to provide him with more supplies, volunteers gathered supplies and drove from Taipei to Hualien to help out.
From Taipei to Hualien, the journey of around 100 kilometers takes about 3 hours to complete. Volunteers, no matter the weather, will always go on the mission.
I'm like this usually. To me, this is how I live normally.
Although Tzu Chi volunteers joked about this being part of their everyday life, the motivation actually originates from compassion. Xie Guorong and Zhang Guodong quickly raised 5,000 adult diapers, bringing it to seniors in need.
He uses 3 adult diapers a day, right?
96-year-old Mr. Lin has an usage increase of adult diapers as he ages.
My father is now old and he must rely on adult diapers. Although he has a urinary catheter, it leaks and it gets him dirty. If we don't change it, then there will be a bacterial infection.
Adult diapers are a type of long-term consumable, so today we've given them proper support. It is direct and a good help to their economical situation.
While adult diapers are given, volunteers also brought an electric bed and a commode chair.
I originally rented assistive devices from outside. He told me that Tzu Chi will provide the devices to you. He solved the problem quickly. The electric bed can even elevate easily. It is very convenient.
Second-hand assistive devices, after recycling and renovating, can be sent to different regions and people in need, continuing its lifespan while extending the love.
Tzu Chi volunteers have been heading to the Hualien prison to promote vegetarianism since 2016. Among the 1,700 staff and inmates, nearly 100 of them are vegetarians now. How do the volunteers promote vegetarianism in prison? Follow our report as we learn more.
In 2016, we had more opportunities to promote vegetarianism. Because we have study group sessions, we need to perform in the sutra adaptation. Slowly, we let them know the importance of adapting a vegetarian diet and the importance of inner recycling. When we went to the Hualien prison, we kept on promoting vegetarianism as a group. In fact, when we promote vegetarianism here, we treat it as a normal activity. For example, Sister Yulian has great video editing skills, so she will provide us with a lot of videos. We will then use these videos during our lessons. When we are teaching in groups, we would also use Tzu Chi monthly and also Master Zheng Yan's teachings.
The Master once said, we must have a compassionate heart. We need to understand that every living being has its own conscience. Before killing an animal, when you hear the cries, are you still able to kill it? Are you able to consume meat in your daily meals? We should not create bad affinity with other sentient beings just because of our taste buds. This is my greatest motivation in being a vegetarian.
Sister Tzu is a very important person in our team. Why? Because she knows how to cook. We know how to speak, and Sister Yulian knows how to edit videos. So when we all work together, we can be the ambassadors in promoting vegetarianism. We can let them understand that it's very easy to become a vegetarian. It's not hard at all. It's not like what the elders would say that you can only eat pickled vegetables. Actually, vegetarian food can be very delicious too. Inside the prison, there is a pond. Recently, I saw that a bird caught a fish and paid it to death. I then saw one of the inmates kneeling beside the fish and praying for it. He then dug a hole and buried the fish. At that moment, I felt that I can truly see the compassionate heart inside the inmate. It has actually been cultivated.
Both humans and animals have conscience and emotions. Due to our desire, we slaughter these animals, forming bad affinities. Just like us humans, if we are forced to do something, we'll also be angry and unwilling, which will form a negative energy.
The volunteers are very mindful. Through long-term care, they're able to touch the hearts of the inmates. To me, this has left a deep impression in my mind. They give of themselves, teaching and caring the inmates. Whether it's caring for their families or helping repair the relationships within their family has deeply touched my heart.
什么叫做大爱？是无私奉献的爱，叫大爱。是重要是我们把爱传过来。
就是有送那个电视给我们监所。
They have brought TVs to our prison, and the TV programs also promotes vegetarianism, and more or less has affected my eating habits. In the beginning, I thought that when my health improved, I would want to eat meat, but later on, I changed my mind and wanted to continue being a vegetarian.
If there are 1,000 people and I can only help one of them, our team will never let go. The master once said, "If it's the right thing, just do it." This is the only thing that keeps me going on.
Some people in Singapore eat vegetarian food on the 1st and 15th day of each lunar month. Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore have discovered that most who participate are not vegetarians, so they seize the opportunity to encourage them to eat more vegetarian food. Here's more. At Singapore vegetarian food stalls, there's a queue of people on the 1st and 15th day of the lunar calendar.
Actually, these vegetarian food stalls are not always vegetarian. Some of them are vegetarian only on the 1st and the 15th day of the month. We try to persuade them to increase vegetarian food to 1 day a week.
Then we also share with them the benefits of being a vegetarian, from the health aspect to the environment.
A volunteer from Tima originally wasn't vegetarian, but after turning to this diet, she felt much healthier.
In the past, I have to take supplements, iron supplements, then only my hemoglobin level will come out to about 10. But now I don't even have to take supplements. So, that just proves that vegetarian diet, if taken correctly, can be very, very healthy.
We take care of ourselves. We also have to take care of the animals.
What we eat can affect life of an animal. Extending more vegetarian eating days can help support life on Earth. A well-known seafood restaurant in New Taipei City hosted a vegan wedding banquet. The restaurant owner carefully planned the meal for his daughter, who said that the meal was the best possible dowry for her.
我的媳妇吧，当初跟她的爸爸谈的时候，谈到说你要她什么嫁妆，她都不要，只要给她一个全素的喜宴，来让她达成心愿。
The aged and famous seafood restaurant at Jinsan, New Taipei City, hosted a vegan wedding banquet. It turns out that the restaurant owner is the bride's father, and the vegan wedding banquet is the couple's insistence.
The children are greatly inspired by Tzu Chi. I think one of the great things is that the master has been promoting vegetarianism, and going meatless can reduce slaughtering of animals, which have lives also.
There were 75 banquet tables set in total. 12 dishes were all prepared by the bride's uncle. The ingredients are all natural, without using any semi-finished products.
A good chef cooks whatever suits the guest. I hope that today, all friends and distinguished guests can try this vegan wedding banquet and can taste the freshest dishes. I also hope that this wedding banquet is the most successful one.
It's my first time to have vegan wedding banquet. After eating, I don't feel any burden over my body. It made me feel easy and unexpected. I think vegetarian dishes have a lot of varieties and also are very delicious.
Allow us to enjoy the deliciousness of vegetarian food and also to gain the blessings from saving sentient beings' lives. I am very happy.
Without drinking wine, the hosts and guests were still celebrating happily. The married couple have fulfilled their wish, forming good affinities with others to start a new life.
In New Taipei City's Banqiao, Tzu Chi volunteers partnered with a local borough office to establish a long-term care location. Some seniors even participate in a band with instruments made from recyclable materials.
They were going to take this away in the morning, but I saved it. It can be used as a drum.
这是
This is for the erhu. These are all broken. They collected this in the morning. With this plastic bottle, I can repair the erhu. This is now an instrument made with recycled materials. This part was broken too, but I glued it back together.
We just follow the instructor's rhythm. He teaches us a fixed tune or C notes. The cha-cha, yes, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4.
Some have a good sense to keep to the beat, while others don't. For those who are a bit offbeat, you need to teach them a little bit more.
Yes, I am. If we don't do well, it's a little shameful.
Did we pay for a ticket today? No, right? It's all free of charge. This is our performance. How can we charge a ticket today, right? Among the areas of focus at the senior care point is to prevent seniors from developing dementia, which we have carried out by making instruments from recycled materials to interest the seniors in music, enabling them to move around and reduce the symptoms of aging.
In the past, I didn't do much, maybe except walk to the park for exercise. But when I got home, I'd watch TV and fall asleep in front of the TV. Here, I feel like time passes quickly. It was Sister Ashang. Every time I am about to head home, she'll ask me to come back again the next day. It made me feel welcomed, and so if she tells me to come back, I will come back the next day. That's how it happened, and over time, it became a routine. She tells me to come back, and I do.
Handmade items from recycled objects by elders at Hualien Tzu Chi grounds were displayed at a special year-end blessing ceremony. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.